We got episode 2 next Tuesday. What do you think we're going to see in episode 2? If you got any ideas.
Yeah, so episode 1, they had the Ford Field scrimmage practice, which I think only happened about a week ago. So we're probably pretty up to date. I don't really know what we would see. I think we'd probably see some more of that position battle stuff now that they've introduced you to the team. I think we'll get to see more football, I guess. More football and more action and less of some of the other stuff. They just started in pads too, I think, so I think we'll just see like a lot more hitting than we saw.
Yeah, I think it's got to at some point. Now, hopefully, it is with episode 2 that we're going to see some of these position battles. We know that Amani Oruwariye is going to be on one side. They're still looking at who's going to be the other starter for cornerback on the opposite him, and it sounds like it's come down to Okudah and Harris. And I think we're going to see some of that. Hopefully we get to see some stuff out of Jeff Okudah. We haven't seen much of him. He had an Achilles injury that ended his 2021 season in the first week of the season. And he's literally played just 10 games over these first 2 seasons. So we haven't seen much of him. All the word coming out is that he's good. Campbell's been talking about him, that, he looks good, and the physical side of everything's been good, and he looks like he's come back, and there's no concerns about the Achilles and everything. He just needs those reps, so hopefully we're going to get to see some of those reps. And then the fun one for me on the other side is the kicking battle. We actually we're not used to this in Detroit. We've had steady kickers with the Lions for a long time, whether it's Eddie Murray, to start the 80s and into the 90s, and then you had Automatic Hansen for 21 seasons with Detroit. We had David Akers for a season, and then Matt Prater up until 2020, and so now we got 2 guys battling it out in Austin Seibert and Riley Patterson, and they both have their strengths and weaknesses. They both have kicked for the Lions in this past year, and we're going to... Generally, teams don't keep 2 kickers. You usually don't. You got one and you ride with them. And so, I think we're going to see that battle, play out as well. At least I hope we get to.
I mean, do you think we're going to see it? I don't know that they're going to spend so much time on a kicker battle.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
They might. I guess it's one of the few position actual battles on the team. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see that. And maybe we'll meet some of the other rookies. They had the scene with Hutchinson and Kirby Joseph in the ice bath where the little bit of his Michigan arrogance popping out. Keep, asking him, why would you ever go to Memphis? And he explained it to him. And he's like, but still, Memphis? All right, guy. Just calm down. But,
I mean...
So maybe we'll get some more focus on some of those guys.
That was hilarious. That ice bath scene was pretty funny just because, Hutch is like, oh, I only had 13 offers. It's like you're talking to a kid who came from another country, doesn't know a damn thing, has only played football for about 5 years, throughout his life, and knows nothing about American football as far as colleges are concerned, didn't care about Alabama's big name, LSU's big name, Michigan's big name, whatever. In my mind, he did the right thing. He fell for the coaches that seemed like they cared for him and wanted what was best for him, and that's what he went with. And, to me, I would, if you don't know any better, that sounds like a good idea to me. Obviously Memphis is not a powerhouse football school, but to see it on one side with Hutch and then see it on the other side, it was entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, and I don't know, I'm trying to figure out who it was. Because I thought it was Kirby Joseph. But
no, what?
Here it says
Kirby Joseph went to Illinois. No. And Kirby Joseph, I don't think Kirby Joseph is from Africa.
I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out right now. I don't know why I thought it was. Julian.
We're doing live research here on Griffin and Bass.
Yeah, Okwara went to Notre Dame. No,
it might be a quicker idea is to look up the roster of the Lions and see who went to Memphis.
No.
So that's cheating?
Yes.
All right, well, while you're looking that up, I'll get the people prepared for this Friday, which is tomorrow for us. While we're recording this, it'll be today when you're watching this. With the Lions and the Falcons kicking things off at Ford Field at 6 p.m. Both head coaches have committed to playing their starters for around a quarter. So we're going to get to see the starting group play for the first quarter. I think the first quarter. They said around a quarter. I don't know if that's going to be the first quarter or the second or the third, but I'm assuming it's going to be the start of the game. So it should be interesting to see, who's getting what position to start. We're going up against a quarterback that hasn't been a starter since 2019 in Marcus Mariota. He is taking the starting role for now with Desmond Ridder at number 2 and Felipe Franks behind him as well. Some decent running backs to go up against in Cordarrelle Patterson and Damian Williams. And then some wide receivers that some we don't know about, like Drake London coming out of USC. But you also have Geronimo Allison. You have Cotterell Hodge as well. And then, obviously, Kyle Pitts is their stud tight end. So I'm interested to see how our offensive line does against their defensive line, because it doesn't sound like they have much of a defensive line in Atlanta right now. So our O-line, which is getting a whole bunch of hype, should be able to make some holes for the running game. And then on the opposite side, how is our defensive line going to do as far as getting pressure against their offensive line? Again, not a strong point of the Falcons from what I've been reading. So to get to see Hutch, get to see Paschal, get to see these guys going up against that O-line to see what kind of pressure they can put on Mariota for the first quarter or however long they end up playing. But Lions and Falcons, part of a stacked Friday of preseason games. They'll be at 6 o'clock at Ford Field. And remember, we only got 3 preseason games now because we got a 17-game season. They took one of those preseason games away, so it's not 4 anymore. It's just 3. All right, Ryan, what you got? Who went to Memphis?
It's undrafted rookie, Obinna Eze.
Okay, see, that name actually makes sense. So...
Well, there's another guy who went to Memphis on the Lions. His name is Riley Patterson, but he is...
No.
Mayonnaise. So definitely not him.
Definitely not. All right, so,
So I apologize to Kirby Joseph. I apologize.
Yeah, you should apologize to Kirby Joseph. He went to Illinois. We saw him in the Big Ten. What's the matter with you? I need a new co-host.
Illinois when they played Michigan State. All right. So, the preseason game, right? I'm obviously excited to see how really just the rookies perform. I don't really care about anybody else. I don't think people are going to be playing a whole heck of a lot. But Hutchinson should be out there for, I would think, at least a few series. Kirby Joseph, aforementioned.
Not from Memphis.
And then... no, not from Memphis. Josh Paschal, also not from Memphis. Paschal, I think is how they're saying say it. Malcolm Rodriguez. So in these preseason games, I'm really just interested to see the rookies. Right, the Lions don't have even like an interesting backup quarterback like you're going to see in the Titans and Ravens game with Malik Willis. Or at this point, it will have already happened. But like that's the reason to tune in. This one. No, and I don't really care, I guess, how the offensive line does because it's preseason. Those starters probably aren't going to be out there for, again, a long time. There's nobody in there that's really going to need extra reps. One quarter is like maybe 2 possessions, 2 or 3 possessions.
That is true. That is true. But both head coaches did commit to playing their starters for a quarter. So we should get 15 minutes of game time out of the starters.
Yeah, but even then, you're running vanilla plays. Not that I guess that matters so much for the offensive line. I just don't think that we really learn anything. I guess one thing I would be interested to see is just the rookies and just make sure nobody gets hurt. As goal number 1. I don't care if we lose by 100. Just everybody come out healthy.
Hey, Ryan Griffin here. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Griffin and Bats. Be sure to give us your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to click the bell to receive the latest notifications from DSN and subscribe for breaking news, community blogs, polls, contests, and other content.